Hi, I'm Chris from Pivot Cycles, and we're here at Interbike at the Pivot booth. Going to talk to you about all our new Pivot bikes. First, we want to show you the new Mach 6 Carbon. This bike is designed for aggressive trail riders and pro enduro riders. We designed it from the ground up with 27.5-inch wheels. Some of the key features on the bike are a new upper linkage design that allows us to get a lot more travel with the larger wheels while keeping the chainstays of the bike very short. It's 16 3/4-inch chainstays, but also 155 millimeters, 6.1 inches of travel with 27.5-inch wheels, also clearing some of the biggest enduro rubber on the market. The bike comes with the new Fox Float CTD shock. It allows quick access to the CTD lever on the side, also completely compatible with the new Fox remote for that, which is great for enduro races going up and down. We've got internal dropper routing on the post. There's actually a liner molded inside the tube, so the routing's pretty quick and easy to go inside. All the cables on the inside of the top tube for the shifting as well. Keeps things clean and running smooth. In addition, the bike uses direct mount front derailleur, press fit 92 bottom bracket, comes with an ISCG 05 tabs on the bike, and 12 by 142 rear axle with post mounts. All of these add up to better shifting, better control, and just an overall better ride on the bike. The new linkage design on here can accept a variety of different shocks from different manufacturers. We've chosen the Fox Float X because of its superior performance. And just finally, a couple of things on the handling front. The bike has got shorter seat tube, shorter head tube, longer top tubes than some of our previous models, and a slacker head angle at 66 degrees. All these add up to give you a bike that can descend as well as our Firebird, but with the short chainstays and the tuning of the DW Link suspension allows the bike to climb with the authority of our Mach 5.7. This is the Pivot Mach 5.7. It's actually been the most successful bike in our line for the last several years. We make it in both an aluminum and a carbon model that are identical in their ride geometry. The beauty of the Mach 5.7 is that it's a bike with near 6 inches of travel, but that can be truly raced in cross-country and 24-hour races. In fact, we've got some of the top 24-hour guys in the world who use this as their bike for rougher courses. And then at the same time, some of our top enduro racers are riding this as their steed both in Europe and the US as well. So the versatility of the Mach 5.7 and the aluminum and carbon is why it's the most versatile and best-selling bike in our line. We continue forward with 26-inch wheels for this coming year. However, we get a lot of people asking if they can put 27.5 wheels on this model bike, and with the carbon you actually can. There's some videos online of people doing it. We don't recommend some of those setups, but you can put 27.5 wheels on here with 2.2 tires, and but it requires a different shock from Pivot. So it essentially reduces travel by about a ½ inch at the rear wheel, which is indiscernible when you're riding it with the custom valved Pivot shock for that setup. Some of the other features on the carbon one: dropper post routing, and direct mount front derailleur on both bikes, press fit 92 bottom bracket on both bikes, and 142/12 through axle with post mount disc brakes. So all in all, this is really been the most versatile bike in our line. It's the bike that'll take most mountain bikers anywhere they want to go and allow them to push their limits. And you can test ride it at a dealer near you. So this is our new Firebird 27.5. We actually launched this late spring. It's been a great success for us. It takes the heritage of the original Firebird, which is a 26-inch wheel bike, and we've updated it to 27.5-inch wheels, basically giving the bike a little bit more tire clearance and a setup with a slacker head angle. The end result is a bike that I feel performs at least 20% better than the original Firebird, which is saying a lot, because that bike has garnered a lot of attention in its ability to soak up big hits and also climb tremendously well. Everything just got cornering, traction, climbing, and descending got better with the introduction of the 27.5 wheels to this model. So we can We can clear most 235 tires on the market. The Firebird features routing for a dropper post. It can take a variety of different rear shocks on the market. We offer it with either the Float or the Float X model. It's a 160 millimeter front fork with a 66-degree head angle and nearly 7 inches of rear travel on the bike. Some of the other key features on the bike are our patented floating front derailleur system. The idea behind this is that bikes that are approaching 7 inches of travel really have a problem with shifting and front derailleur management. And this system allows us to maintain proper shifting performance through the first 35% of the travel where the front derailleur stays in its location. As the suspension moves later in its travel where you wouldn't be shifting, the front derailleur moves along with the cage, keeping it in the narrow part of the front derailleur and acting as a good chain retention system. It also has an ISCG 05 mount behind here, which we incorporate into the floating front derailleur system. But if you don't want that and you just want to run a single ring, the system will remove with one bolt, and you can put whatever chain guide system you prefer on the bike as well. So, highly versatile bike. We've got people using it from, it's a bit of a stretch, but we've got some guys that like to race this in endurance races, but it's really been the steed for the last year for the more extreme enduros and park riding, and we've got guys racing it competitively and downhill races as well in areas that aren't quite World Cup conditions. This is our Mach 429. It comes in both aluminum and carbon. This is one of the most exciting bikes in our line because when we developed this bike, it really set a new bar for what was possible with 29er full suspension bikes as far as having this maneuverability, stiffness, and acceleration that really wasn't there in the 29er full suspension bike category. The bike is both the aluminum and carbon have 100 millimeters of rear travel. They come with, in our complete bike builds, they come with 120 forks. Some of the more lightweight cross-country builds are available with 100 millimeter travel forks, but they've got the versatility to go from 100 to 130 on the front. And just the overall general feel of the bike really allows for a nice balance regardless of what travel you're running on the front. The suspension feels really bottomless in its travel. We've got people racing enduros. We've even had a rider ride the Mega Avalanche on this bike, and the picture on our catalog this year is got a rider doing an enduro on the Mach 429 as well. It really spans the gap from being able to do pro level cross country all the way up to very aggressive trail riding. Frame stiffness is the hallmark of both of these. Beefy linkages, large diameter tubes. Everything is compact and designed to give maximum stiffness and maximum power transfer. Just some of the details on top of that though is on the carbon one we feature dropper post routing, internal cable routing, ISCG 05 mounts, and both bikes feature the 12x142 axle direct mount front derailleurs, press fit 92 bottom bracket. So about $1,000 price difference between the alloy and carbon. So whatever your price point is, in the Pivot range, we've got bikes starting at about $3,500 on up into the just over $7,000 for the Mac Daddy range. Bikes can be built up as light as, we actually just had a dealer at the show here showing us pictures of his 21.8 pound Mach 429. Most of our race bikes are just sub 23, and you have a wide range of ability to build this bike up any way you want along with our stock builds. I'm Chris from Pivot Cycles. Thank you for coming and taking a look at our Pivot 2014 model line. You can learn more about Pivot Cycles at www.pivotcycles.com.